May I now request the audience to please take their seats? And I request our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Ganeshi Lalji, Honorable Governor of Odisha, and other dignitaries to please join in the lighting of the ceremonial lamp. Tamso Ma Jyotirgamaya. For an auspicious start to today's function, let's invoke the blessings of the goddess of learning with the rendering of the Saraswati Vandana. This has been done by the Nightingale Bharat Ratna Lata Mangeshkar ji, who recently left this world for her heavenly abode. Thank you very much, sirs. I now request you to please take your seats on the dais. May I request all present to please rise and join in the rendering of our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. Please take your seats. Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Ganeshi Lalji, Honorable Governor of Odisha, Guest of Honor, Shri Deepak Baglaji, MD and CEO, Invest India, Shri Vikas Kandoiji, Member, Board of Governors, Birla Institute of Management Technology, Dr. H. Chaturvedi, Director, Bimtech and Member, Board of Governors, Bimtech, Shri Alok Gupta ji, Member, Board of Governors, Bimtech, Dr. Anupam Verma, Deputy Director, Dr. K.C. Arora, Registrar, Dr. Abhijit Chattoraj, Dean, faculty members, Bimtechians, past and present, eminent guests, ladies and gentlemen. We feel honored, enthused, and inspired by your gracious presence here this fine evening on the occasion of Bimtech's annual convocation 2022 for the batch 2018-20. To all of you, Swagatam, Khushamdeed, and welcome. Convocation is a cusp in time when flooding memories of the past and abounding hope for the future converge. So on this special day, a special welcome to the marvelous and go-getter batch of 2018-20. Ladies and gentlemen, we are indeed fortunate to have with us as the chief guest for the Convocation 2022, a visionary, a thought leader, and a public personality whose commitment and zeal to make this society a better place for all is exemplary. Professor Ganeshi Lalji was sworn in as the Honorable Governor of Odisha in May 2018. Professor Lal holds a degree in English Honours. He further went on to gain a postgraduate degree in mathematics. He has been brilliant in studies and stood first class first in FA, BA, and MA. After completing his education, he became an academician and served as a professor in various government colleges of Haryana between 1964 and 1991. Professor Lal's political career started with grassroots organizations of the Bharatiya Janata Party. He was the state president of Haryana BJP, chairman of the Akhil Bharatiya Vidyarthi Parishad Haryana, and the former national president of the BJP Disciplinary Committee. Professor Lal became a minister in the HVP BJP government in Haryana from 1996 to 1999. We are privileged to greet our honorable chief guest, Professor Ganeshi Lalji, the Bimtech way. May I request Dr. Chaturvedi, Director Bimtech, to please present floral greetings to the chief guest. Thank you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we are also fortunate to have with us as the guest of honor for the Convocation 2022, a thought leader who is shaping the brand of India globally and a persona of international repute in the investment circles of the world. Mr. Deepak Bagla has a professional career spanning over 3 decades with the World Bank, Citibank, and private equity, having responsibilities across Europe, Africa, and Asia. He is currently the Managing Director and CEO of Invest India, the National Investment Promotion and Facilitation Agency promoted by the Government of India. Invest India is also the execution agency for Startup India and the Prime Minister's Science and Technology Initiative. He is a member of several high-level government committees, including FinTech and Innovation. Mr. Bagla was on the investment committee for the government's $1.5 billion US fund of funds for startups and is on the advisory board of the government's $7 billion US fund of funds for MSMEs. He is the president of the Geneva-based World Association of Investment College, New Delhi, and a dual master's in international diplomacy and international trade and finance from the School of Foreign Service, Georgetown University, Washington, D.C. Mr. Bagla has also been conferred one of the top civilian awards of Italy by the President of the Republic of Italy. I welcome our guest of honor, Shri Deepak Baglaji, who is with us online today. I also would like to mention here that our chairperson, Board of Governors, Bimtech, is indisposed since yesterday and has requested that she may be relieved of her duties for today. So I now request Dr. H. Chaturvedi, Director and Member Board of Governors, Bimtech, to please deliver the welcome address.
Distinguished chief guest of today's function, Professor Ganeshi Lal, Honorable Governor of Odisha. Guest of honor, Sri Deepak Bagla, MD and CEO, Invest India. members of the Board of Governors, Sri Vikas Kandoi and Sri Alok Gupta, Professor Anupam Verma, Professor Arora, Professor Chattoraj, Professor K.K. Sinha, ladies and gentlemen, faculty and students, distinguished guest members of the media. I deem it great privilege to extend you all a very warm welcome this evening to the 32nd annual convocation function of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, Greater Noida. The convocation day is a landmark event in the life of passing out scholars of any institution. Arguably, it is a day of hope, fulfillment, and a day when a student's corporate journey commences. On such a day, the chief guest, as well as the guest of honor, who addresses the students, adorn the mantle of a mentor who guides, enlightens, and molds the outlook of the young men and women dipping their toes into the waters of corporate life for the first time in most cases. We are indeed very fortunate that we have Professor Dr. Ganesh Lalji, Honorable Governor of Odisha, and Sri Deepak Bagla, MD and CEO in West India, who have decades of distinguished public service behind them to perform this role and inspire our students. We had started our journey in 1988 from New Delhi and shifted to the Greater Noida campus in 2004. In the year 2013, we opened our second campus at Bhubaneswar, which has become a state-private university in 2016. It is named as Birla Global University. The Honorable Governor of Odisha, Professor Ganesh Lalji, the Chancellor of this university as per the Act of the Odisha government. Because of the scholastic abilities of our students and complete dedication of the faculty, we have notched up a respectable position in the management education firmament, which we are constantly trying to improve upon. More than 8,000 of our alumni have been contributing their best to the progress and growth of India's primary, secondary, and tertiary sectors. Words of wisdom from thought leaders and karmyogis like Honorable Governor and Sri Deepak Bagla will be an immense source of motivation for all of us. Sirs, it is our great fortune to have your gracious presence in our midst today. On behalf of the Chairperson Board of Governors of Bimtech, Srimati Jayashree Mohta, our students, faculty, and staff of Bimtech, I want to express how indebted we are for your gracious presence here today. Thank you once again, sirs.
Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Anupam Verma, our Deputy Director of Bimtech, to start the convocation proceedings.
I request the Director and Member Board of Governors to declare the annual convocation 2022 for the batch 2018-20 open.
I declare the convocation 2022 for the batch 2018-20 open.
Thank you, sir. And now I'll request the audience to please put your hands together as I invite our esteemed guest of honor, Sri Deepak Bagla ji, to deliver his address. He's joining us from the online mode, so you can see him on the screens.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good afternoon and good evening, everyone. I really wish I could be there. I could actually sense that energy. And it's my bad luck that I can't be there in person, because for somebody of my age, I'd just love to be there. The Honorable Governor of Odisha, Professor Ganesh Lalji, truly a privilege, sir, to have you in our midst and to be able to be there in your presence. Dr. Chaturvedi, thank you very much for giving me this honor and the ability to come and be with the young leaders and all of you. The distinguished faculty and administration, a big day for you too. You know, there's nothing more satisfying for a teacher than seeing the students go out, fly, and do well. But most importantly, to our young stars today. You are our business leaders. You are the ones who are now going to take on this mantle. It's been a long struggle, and first I must compliment each one of you. You're privileged to be in such an institution. Let's thank the Lord and yourselves for it, but most importantly, your credentials. And most importantly, let me first congratulate your families and your parents. This is a big moment, not just for the faculty, not just for your family and parents, but all of us, because we are all depending on you and we are all looking forward to being in your good hands as we go forward. Congratulations once again. And this is truly a moment for all of you to just sit back, look back on what you have achieved, and now just get ready for all what is now ready for you to take on. And I must say it's been a fairly horrific 24 months, very brutal. But let me also say these were the worst of times and in many ways the best of times. What you are going through and what you are now entering is one of the biggest transformations ever in human history. Think about it. Never before in the free world has transformation happened in such a manner as we are witnessing in India today. It's a big statement, and let me explain that to you. Transformation, both in terms of scale and the pace at which it is happening. Let me tell you the scale first. By 2024-25, we will be 1.5 billion. We are 1.4 today. You will be the highest human resource within a single national boundary on the planet. Let me tell you more interesting of that. 1 billion of those, and all of you, will be under the age of 35. With an average age of 29, again, you will be the youngest nation in the world, at least for the next 80 years. Think of the power which is coming in with it, and the power each one of you have to change the world and transform the platform on which you are. That's the scale. Well, let me tell you the pace at which it is changing. In the past 18 months, and let's just look at first the size. If we look at GDP as a number, the gross domestic product, to see the size of a nation, India has moved ahead of Russia, Italy, Brazil, France, equaling UK, from number 10 to number 5. You're a little over $3 trillion today. That number is going to be $10 trillion by the end of this decade. You will be in the top 3. You will be one of the biggest juggernauts on the planet. That pace, and let me now show you the pace at which you are changing on the second thing. We all agree, and I'm sure you will join me on this, that data is the new oil. That's the power of data now. That is what is going to generate the power of growth as we go forward. Just 48 months ago, India's global position as per capita data usage was about 122, 123. What was that position just 24 months ago? Take a guess. India was number 1 in the world. You consumed more per capita mobile data than the US and China put together. That is the pace at which you are changing. That is the pace at which you are growing. Today we are over 750 million people on the net, but every second, 3 new people are joining the net, 2 of them from a village in India. By 2024-25, you'll have over 1 billion people with a mobile phone, 1 billion people with a unique bank account attached to a bank account, 1 billion people with a unique identity number, and over 1 billion on the net. The power of this digitization is unprecedented. And this entire space and the campaign and the focus and the program of Digital India, to my mind, is one of the biggest transformational points in the history of India, which has now brought us to an inflection point where we are just rounding the bottom end of that hockey stick, ready to take on the vertical. And this vertical, ladies and gentlemen, is now in your hands to maneuver and to empower. The Digital India campaign, the Digital India initiative, which was started by Prime Minister Modi, is now transforming this entire country across every axis of diversity. In my mind, for the first time in human history, will we have each and every individual citizen of this country empowered on a sense of democratization. That means they will have equal opportunity and access to the opportunities which growth is bringing, to the advantages which growth is bringing, for education, for healthcare, for everything. And just imagine the power unleashed when 1.5 billion minds and pairs of hands are there to generate and empower this engine. It is completely unprecedented. And this is what is the world you all are going to step in. It's also going to be a world and in India, which is not going to be powered just by 10 or 12 major centers, but the engine of growth through that digitization has moved to the small towns and cities of India and the villages of India. So the next stage of growth, which you all are now going to step in, is going to be a bottom up. And let me give you one example of that. Many of you are going to be joining startups. You know, Startup India is a very young story. You all recollect, Startup was launched by the Honorable Prime Minister in January 2016. So that means we are just about 72 months old in this world of startups. In fact, many ways we are a startup nation. But let's see what you've achieved in this period of 72 months. Today, you are number 3 in the world in number of unicorns. In 2020, we added 1 unicorn every 31 days. In 2021, we added 1 unicorn every 9 days. In fact, in the third quarter of last year, you added the highest number of unicorns in the world. You had 44 unicorns last year. In fact, this year, we've just completed January and we are just starting February. We already have 8 unicorns. Remember the pace at which India is changing? And each one of you is now out there to power that unicorn. We are number 2 in the world in number of startups. And why I'm really very excited about this part is because today I have a startup in over 660 districts of India. You know, India has about 740 odd districts. So when I mentioned to you that the new India is going to be empowered and engined by the power which is going to be bottom up from all these small towns and cities, that's where I say it from. That is the democratization of opportunity. That is the democratization of access and contribution to the growth of a nation. Each one of these individuals, each one of our human resource citizens is empowered today, each one of you. Not to change your own life, not to change the life of the city around you, but to change the life of everyone in this country and across the world. And the most interesting thing about these startups, they're coming up with solutions which are not just for the top 500 of the world's population, but the entire 8 billion of the world's population. That is where, even within this pandemic, even during these worst of times, you have been firmly established as the ones which gave out medicines to the entire world, even when you were trying to protect yourself. And you gave solutions to the world. I'll give you an example. 30th of March last year, when the lockdown started sometime then, we did not have PPEs in India. We did not have any ventilators. And I know our team, businesses pivoted their business models. They were nimble and they came up with these solutions. This, my friend, is the new India. This is a new India which is changing at a rapid pace. And one of the biggest strengths of this new India and all of you is that we are one of the few societies and countries in the world which is good at both adapting to change and adopting change. And it is this ability to both adopt and adapt. It is the strength of frugal innovation, and it is the strength and the ability to come up with a solution and a can-do attitude, which is now firmly positioned India as one of the most acknowledged major powers in the world. You are now entering a world at a time where everything is possible but nothing is certain. It's a challenging time. That means what? That means you will have to constantly, regularly upgrade yourself and upgrade your skills. I don't see any more lifelong jobs which were there in our generation. And Professor and Honorable Governor will tell us, we did the same thing for our lives. You will not. You will probably have multiple jobs, and one job may be very different from the other. You have to prepare for that world. But no one better prepared than you. Because as I said, the strength which we in our society have given us is the ability to be nimble, that frugal innovation, and that ability to adopt and adapt. That is what is going to propel India in the top position, pole position of the world. It's a strong brand, India, today. It's a brand which everybody acknowledges for its excellence in intelligence, for the minds which you all have, and for your abilities. You are our business leaders. Our lives are in your hands. But not just our lives. Most important, brand India is now in your hands. Hold it well. Handle it well. Be proud of where you are. And take it to a point where the entire world acknowledges that there's no one better than you. Because that is what the truth is. We are looking forward to you leading the way for us. Thank you very much. And for me, it is truly an honor to be able to be amidst you and hopefully soon to meet you all in person. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your remarkable address. This is the worst of times and it's the best of times, but it's also the biggest transformative time in history. And the youth will be the biggest juggernauts for India. Not to change your life, the life in the city, but across the country and the globe. There cannot be a better call to the budding managers than your words of wisdom. Thank you again, sir. May I now request the Director and Member Board of Governors, Bimtech, the Deputy Director, and the Registrar to kindly initiate the Diploma Award ceremony.
Let the candidates be presented.
Sir, I present to you one candidate in person for the fellowship program in management, whose name is set out in the list and will be read out by the registrar.
I will now read out the name of fellowship recipient. The recipient scholar may please rise and remain standing till the exhortation by the Director and Member Board of Governors Bimtech to the awardee is over. Shreya Mishra. Henceforth, she will be known as Dr. Shreya Mishra.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the member of the Board of Governors of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, I admit you to the fellowship program in management and charge you to prove worthy of this fellowship in your life and works.
Sir, I present to you 174 candidates in person for the Postgraduate Diploma in Management, PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business 2 years full-time program, whose names are set out in the list and will be read out by the registrar. These scholars have been examined and found worthy of the award of the diploma. They may be awarded the diploma.
I will now read out the names, roll number wise, of diploma recipients of the Postgraduate Diploma in Management, PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, PGDM International Business, all 2-year full-time programs. After all the names of diploma recipients of all the programs are announced, recipients may please rise from their seat after I finish reading out all the names. So I start with PGDM batch 2018-20, Akash Chaube, Astha Maheshwari, Abhishek Singh, Ananya Pandey, Anoop Francis, Apeksha Gupta, Archie Bansal, Arth Vashisht, Ashish Gupta, Ashwin Khandelwal, B. Siddhant Patro, Bhavya Bansal, Bhavna Arora, Bhuvnesh Jangir, Dakshita Saxena, Dheeraj Sharma, Drishti Paul, Farhan Kareem, G. Anirudh Raghav, Gagandeep Singh, Garvit Gupta, Gyan Prakash, Javed Akhtar, Kanika Mittal, Khush Mehta, Kirti Sureka, Kirtika, Lakshmi Madhurya, Matthew Emmanuel, Mayank Agarwal, Naman Aneja, Naman Mishra, Naman Poptani, Niladri Sarkar, Neha Farheen, Neha Kapoor, Nilesh Kalyani, Nitish Jha, Paman Jain, Padam Priya R, Palak Agarwal, Parvati MG, Parvinder Kaur, Parvaz Singh, Piyush Gupta, Prachi Gupta, Parkhar Shrivastava, Prapti Narang, Pratyush Panda, Raghav Hasija, Rajaswini Khanna, Rajat Sharma, Rakshit Gangwal, Ramesh Bhatt, Ratnam Gupta, Riya Maheshwari, Rishabh Jain, Ritika Agarwal, Rizwana Parveen, Rohitash Beri, Ruchika Garg, Sahil Agarwal, Sai Krishna Natani, Sanchit Jain, Sarthak Sani, Soumya Bajpayee, Shabnam Goyal, Shashank Miglani, Shashank Sharma, Shikha Sarda, Shilpi Arora, Shipra Goyal, Shitika Arora, Shivam Goyal, Shivangi Bansal, Shruti Agarwal, Shubham Bareja, Shubham Gaur, Shubham Tarnak, Shubham Verma, Shubham Vijay Nimkar, Shubhi Jadon, Siddhant Kaul, Simpson CS, Saurabh Khurana, Swarnima Garg, Tapas Gupta, Tarushi Agarwal, Vaibhav Jain, Vaibhav Khurana, V. Narayanam, Yash Chaudhary, Yuvank Agarwal, Soumya Sethi, Megha Singhal, Hana Gupta, Nishtha Sachdeva, Trishla Priya, Mudit Tater, Trishla Priya, again I think there is repetition, Mudit Tater, Saurav Mahendru. That was the last name in PGDM. I move on to PGDM IBM insurance batch. Abhinav Kumar, Adisha Jain, Aditya Aneja, Amar Mudgal, Arundhati Joshi, Avibha Shrivastava, Ayushi Trivedi, Azad Kumar Bharati, Dheeraj Chaube, Ishani Sehgal, Jos Clint, Saideep, Kartike Kumar, Kushagra Singh, Madhur Chopra, Nishtha Gupta, Priyanka Bhatt, Puru Vedi, Raman Nagpal, Ramandeep, Ritvik Shrivastava, and Riya Rastogi, Sanchit Bhardwaj, Saurabh Chauhan, Shikhar Bhatnagar, Sidak Singh Saluja, Sushant Rai, Vinta Agarwal, and last Abhijit Singh. I move on to PGDM RM batch 2018-20. Aditya Agarwal, Aditya Gupta, Amay Tamarkar, Anandita Trikha, Anurag Singh, Akib Shafi Chesti, Ayushi Jain, Bhuvnesh Kedia, Dhairya Gupta, Diksha Singhal, Gaurika Iron, Karthik Lakhotia. Then I have Mehak, Nishit Vyas, Paman Sai Krishna, Prateek Parikh, Paravali Saraswat, Roli Sahai, Sambhav Jain, Sapna Kumari, Shivang Gupta, Simran Kaur Gambhir, Shreyashi Bhattacharya, Suhani, Sukriti, Vandana, and Vinod Khanna A. Now I move on to PGDM IB, batch 2018-20. Abhishek Dargah, Akshay Maini, Alisha Kapoor, Amisha Nagpal, Aniket Chopra, Anku Varshwal, Bhaskar Sharma, Don Jose, Gurmeet Tamar, Kanika Sirohi, Kriti Saraf, Kunal Gupta, Paras Nasa, Prachi Solanki, Princy Chaudhary, Rabia Monga, Raghav Anand, Riya Kapoor, Riddhi Grover, Rishav Bansal, Shagun Goyal, Sonam Rana, Sumedha Basu, Vansh, and Lavish Mehta. So now I request the diploma recipients of all the four programs whose names have been announced to please arise and keep standing till the exhortation by the Director and Member Board of Governors, Bimtech, to the awardees is over.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the member of the Board of Governors of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, I admit you to the Postgraduate Diploma in Management, PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business 2 years full-time programs, and charge you to prove worthy of the diploma in your life and works.
The candidates of all four PGDM programs may please now resume their seats.
Sir, I request you to admit and award diplomas in absentia to the candidates of batch 2018-20 who have completed their diploma programs successfully but could not attend the convocation.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the member of the Board of Governors of the Birla Institute of Management Technology, I admit those students who are qualified but are absent from this function to the PGDM, PGDM Insurance Business Management, PGDM Retail Management, and PGDM International Business 2 years full-time programs in absentia, and charge them to prove worthy of the diploma in their lives and works.
Director sir, I present the records pertaining to the candidates who have been conferred their diplomas in this convocation for your signature as member Board of Governors on behalf of Chairperson Board of Governors Bimtech. Thank you sir for your signature. Now I would request our Honorable Chief Guest to very kindly award medals to the students who have achieved academic excellence or all-round excellence in various programs during the academic session 2018-20. May I request all dignitaries on the dais to also kindly stand up along with the chief guest during the medal award ceremony. Sir. So I am pleased to invite. No, sir, I am pleased to invite the medal awardees to come to the dais and receive their certificates and medals from our chief guest as their names are announced. First one being announced, gold medal for securing first position in academics in postgraduate diploma in management, PGDM, awarded to Drishti Paul. Please proceed. Gold medal for securing first position in academics in PGDM Insurance Business Management Program, awarded to Ritvik Shrivastava. Please proceed. Gold medal for securing first position in PGDM Retail Management Program, awarded to Bhuvnesh Kedia. Please proceed. Gold medal for securing first position in academics in PGDM International Business Program awarded to Alisha Kapoor. Please proceed to the dais. Special medal for securing first position in the marketing specialization stream is awarded to Saurabh Mahendru of PGDM program. One more medal. Special medal for securing first position in operations specialization stream is awarded to Gela Sai Hemant of PGDM program. But the medal recipient has not been able to be present during this event, so he will be provided this medal later. Next special medal for securing first position in the finance specialization stream goes to Shikha Sarda of PGDM program. Special medal for securing first position in HR specialization stream is awarded to Rizwana Parveen of PGDM program. Please proceed to dais. Dr. C.B. Gupta Memorial Medal instituted in memory of Bimtech's founder, director, late C.B. Gupta for all-round best performance among male students is awarded to Sushanta Rai of PGDM IBM program. Please proceed to dais. Shrimati Yashoda Jaju Memorial Medal instituted in memory of late Yashoda Jaju, who was very close to the Bimtech family for all-round best performance among female students is awarded to Bhavna Arora of PGDM program. Please proceed to the dais. Each year, Bimtech confers two special awards. Dr. Jagdish N. Sheth Award of Rs 50,000 for Best PhD Thesis and Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award of Rs 25,000 each to a female student topper of PGDM program and PGDM IB program. The awards have been instituted jointly by Bimtech with Padam Bhushan Dr. Jagdish Sheth, Professor Emeritus of Marketing at Emory University Business School, USA. May I now request our Honorable Chief Guest to confer these awards to the recipients whose names will be read out now. The awardees are now invited to come to the dais to receive their certificates and the cash award from our Chief Guest. Dr. Jagdish N. Sheth Award for Best PhD Thesis has been awarded to Dr. Shreya Mishra. Please proceed to the dais. Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award to Female Topper of PGDM Program 2018-20 batch has been awarded to Drishti Paul. One more award, Shrimati Madhuri J. Sheth Award to female topper of PGDM International Business Program 2018-20 batch has been awarded to Alisha Kapoor. Dr. Sarla Birla Best Chiraiya Award has been instituted by Bimtech Foundation in 2018 in the memory of late Sarla Birla, co-founder of Bimtech. Under the Chiraiya project, 150 village girls have undergone life skills training. This award is conferred on a girl who has made use of the life skills training in real life situations to show exceptional performance and initiative. The award carries a cash prize of rupees 10,000 and a certificate. This year, award goes to Miss Nidhi Gautam, daughter of late Rajpal Singh. कुमारी निधि से अनुरोध है कि वे मंच पर आकर पुरस्कार प्राप्त करें. All scholars from all PGDM programs who have been conferred their diplomas may now please rise in their seats to take a pledge of their ethical conduct to be administered by Dean Academics. May I request Dr. Anupam Verma, our Dean Academics, to administer the pledge. Kindly arise in your seats. Please, all the batches, all the diploma recipients, please rise. And keep rising till the pledge is completed.
As the class of 2020 moved on from being Bimtech students to becoming Bimtech alumni, we hope that they will continue to live by the credo of their alma mater, excellence with values in their personal and professional lives. All diploma recipients are requested to please join me in taking the pledge of ethical conduct. I shall first read it and you will repeat after me. Please take out the script of the pledge given to you in your folder at the time of registration. You've taken out the script? Let us now proceed with the pledge. We, please speak loudly, say we solemnly pledge to conduct our business, occupation, social and personal dealings in such a way that it would create value responsibly and ethically so as to contribute to the common good of all stakeholders without causing any harm or damage to the environment and the society at large. All the diploma recipients may now resume their seats. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
Thank you, sir. We at Bimtech constantly endeavor to scale new heights and reach new milestones. To present a kaleidoscope of events and achievements for the academic year 2019-20, I would now request our director, Dr. Chaturvedi, to please present Bimtech's annual progress report.
Yes, I will request all the students to kindly maintain silence. I am going to present an overview of the annual progress report which is published every year. It is about your batch 2018 to 20. Next slide, please. कहाँ change हुआ? मैं क्या देखूं? So, sorry for the inconvenience. I would just use my hard copy for making this presentation. First of all, let me talk about the quality status attained by your alma mater, and it happened during your tenure at this campus. After getting highest grade from NAC, there are two national accreditation bodies in India, NAC Bangalore and NBA India. After getting the highest score, Government of India, AICTE has declared your institute the category 1 institute in the country, whole country, along with 3 other B schools, SP Jain Mumbai, IMT Ghaziabad and XLRI Jamshedpur. Your institute was ranked during the tenure of your stay 6th among the private B schools by NHRDN, 10th by MBA Universe among private B schools, and 30th by Business Today in the whole country. I can recollect that the Foundation 32nd Foundation Day was celebrated in the campus, and the Honorable Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Sri Harivansh, was the chief guest, and he has given a very important lecture. It is one of the highest female participation in business education in our country. From your batch, 43% students were having commerce background, 27% engineering background, and rest were having other backgrounds. 117 companies participated in the placement, final placement, until the end of March 2020, when you left this campus after declaration of the lockdown on March 24th, 2020. 96.59% students were placed in some of the leading companies of the country. And here I can see the data that the students placed in different sectors: consultancy, banking, financial services, retail, manufacturing, IT, ITES, insurance. The companies were also mostly from these sectors. I am trying to save the time, and now let me talk about strengthening the alumni activities during the tenure of your batch. We have been able to set up chapters in 9 metro cities of the country: Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Pune, Chennai, Chandigarh, Kolkata, and Ahmedabad. And the London chapter of the alumni met in 2019. Professor Gagan Katiyar joined the London chapter meet. We are trying to set up 2 international chapters, more chapters in USA and Canada. Right now we have at London, Dubai, and Singapore. We have conducted alumni annual award ceremony in 2019, and the awards were in 4 categories: academic leader, corporate leader, entrepreneurial leader, and young achiever. We have also been able to use more technology for strengthening our connect with the alumni, and it was a Bimtech alumni mobile app which is used in Apple products and Android products, and this has been very helpful for the alumni community to connect with the alma mater and to collect information required by them. We have been improving our alumni portal also. Social responsibility and responsible business have been one of the ethos of your institute. All students have studied responsible management course, and they have also participated in a survey in 6 villages located in Jewar block of Gautam Buddha Nagar district of Uttar Pradesh. We have signed MOU with Muhammad Yunus Center, Dhaka. We have tried to build capacity in CSR area with Manage Hyderabad and National HRD network, and also very important that we have added 3 libraries in district jails of Bulandshahr, Firozabad, and Mathura, and now I can say that in 11 jails of India, your institute is conducting library for jail inmates. It is being appreciated around the world. Let me talk a little about Center for Research Studies. We have around 20 faculty members working as guide. 5 fellow and executive fellow have been awarded, and 37 executive fellows and fellows are engaged in their ongoing research work. As you have seen that in 2020, Jagdish N. Seth, and Dr. Jagdish N. Seth has been a big mentor for this institute since 2007, and only this recently last month he was awarded the Padam Bhushan award by the government of India, and he has instituted an award under his name and his wife's names. And Shreya Mishra has got the Jagdish NSET Best Thesis Award in 2020. Your institute has conducted an international conference from 3rd January to 6th January. It was 8th Academy of Indian Management, American Management Association, SET Foundation Doctoral Consortium and Conference 2020. More than 30 world-renowned professors attended as resource persons, and 75 doctoral scholars and young faculty from B schools all over the world participated. ICMC, which is headed by Dr. Day, 10th International Conference was conducted from 4th December to 6th December 2020, and in which 60 cases were presented in 12 sessions, and 80 delegates from 9 countries participated in this conference. I would like to add that in the memory of our founder, late Basant Kumar Ji Birla, we have instituted the Basant Kumar Birla Distinguished Research Scholar Awards, amounting rupees 1 million for the faculty, business schools faculty doing research work which is published in international journals, and it was started in year 2020, and there were 3 awards of rupees 5 lakhs, 3 lakhs and 2 lakhs each. We have launched 5 books during the year 1820, and these books were about quality accreditation, about return of the Surya, authored by Professor K.K. Sinha and Himanshi Tiwari, a banker down the rabbit hole, authored by Professor K.C. Arora, and 2 books. We were the first B school in India which has collected research papers from all over the world, how COVID has impacted the professional life and the society and economy, and it was appreciated by people in academic circles. Lastly, I will talk about our achievements in entrepreneurship under Atal Incubation Center, which is headed by Dr. Abarisi. We have, during your stay in the campus, 3 stage programs were launched. 52 were the incubatees working that time up to 2020. 17 incubatees graduated after successfully completing their course. 18 dropped out. 9 startups raised fund. 247 jobs were created. 9 academic partnerships established by AIC. 24 corporate partnerships were also forged. 23 mentors are guiding young entrepreneurs, and seed capital raised for incubatees was 3.84 crore. So this has been the progress of Atal Incubation Center. A little about our international affairs. 54 students went to Australia, Austria, Finland, France, Poland for pursuing studies for 1 semester, and 24 students came from France, 3 B schools of France, to attend 1 trimester in your institute. Then I would like to appreciate the initiative of Communication Area for organizing its National Sustainability Case Challenge 2019 on the theme of sustainable cities and communities. 441 teams participated, which were representing different institutions operating from the country. So in short, I have just given an overview. Our campus administration has strengthened the infrastructure by adding vertical gardens and also providing better spaces for the faculty. So this is in nutshell the work which has been carried out by faculty, staff and students during 2018 and 20. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. It's a matter of privilege to have amidst us Honorable Governor of Odisha, Professor Ganeshi Lalji, as our chief guest for the convocation for the batch of 2018-20. Please put your hands again with a loud applause as I now invite our esteemed chief guest to deliver the 30-second convocation address.
Jai Prabhu Jagannath, Honorable Director of the Bimtech, Dr. H. Chaturvedi ji, on this felicitation day, celebration day, convocation day, our guest of honor, Shri Deepak Bagla ji, honorable members of the BOG, the excellence, the eminence, the elegance and the brilliance of living Goddess Mother India, kindly accept my salutations on this August day. As far convocation is concerned, it has been there since time immemorial. You see. Convocation का अर्थ मैं लगाता हूँ vocational consciousness. The pledge you have read just now. See. Whatever step you may take, in whatever direction you may move, whatever degree or any other thing you may obtain, it should give a smell, emit a smell of consciousness. Matter does not exist, that is what the scientists say. Wave particle duality, today, the greatest scientist says, the smallest particle of the cell in the body, 76 trillion cells, well, that is nothing else but energy transformed into matter. So matter is derived from the consciousness. In Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna speaks in the 7th chapter to Arjuna, the greatest technocrat of that time, you see, having degrees from the Dronacharya University, Devraj Indra University, Kamakhya Dev University, Pashupatnath University, but confused about his duty, losing his composer, bewildered, sits at the feet of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I am a disciple. Speak what I am to do, what I am not to do, you see. So matter is, doesn't exist. That is the latest scientist speaks, you say. Mother also says, you see, Shri Ma Pandicheri, it is time to manifest matter into spirit, you see. All the great sages, seers and saints of the world, you see, and of India in particular, have been speaking about, if I go to Vasishtha and Ram, Yoga Vasishtha is there, self-resurrection, self-rejuvenation, self-renaissance, self-transformation, self-realization, self-sculpturing, self-development. He speaks to Shri Ram. Ashtavakra says that you don't live in the planet Earth, but virtually you are the Earth planet, you see. Rigveda says that you are the blooming flowers, twinkling stars in the sky, and the divine light within, sustainer of the eternal values, you see. Maharshi Arvindu in Savitri, the great poem of 15,689 speaks, the earth you tread is a border screen from the heaven. The life you lead conceals the light you are. Well, that is what? Buddha and Ananda, that's also a convocation. After a great conversation, Buddha speaks to Ananda, Appa-deepo bhava. J.D. Krishnamurti, the greatest philosopher of today, he says also that you are the light, you see. It is not yours, not anybody else. But you can have a glimpse of this light, provided you are free from the authorities, dogmas, and the conclusions. S.M. Moon also gives a convocation address, and he speaks that you are the small walking universe. Since you can act and you can walk, so you can govern the cosmic universe, which is stationary, provided you love the nature, you see. Love is nothing else but, in the words of J. Krishnamurti, you see, it is humility, courtesy, patience, discipline, and consideration. That is what is love, you see. You shall have to love the nature. Therefore, university must produce a man with consciousness, you say. That is what Bhragu speaks. Every philosopher says and seer speaks like that. Bhagavan Krishna, Lord Krishna in Gita speaks to Arjuna. When he is bewildered, you see, Indriyani praniyahu indriyebhya parammana manasuta parabuddhyo buddhe pratastusa. You are not the dull matter. Senses are higher than the dull matter. Mind is higher than the senses. Intellect is higher than the mind itself, but you are beyond that, you see. You are beyond the intellect. In the world today, whatever is happening is, I want to be another greater than Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos. What is to be done there? You see, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, that's all. So as far as the philosophers and the sages and the seers of the world says, you see, that if you want to have a glimpse of that consciousness kahiye, bliss kahiye, truth kahiye, nature kahiye, reality kahiye, one force kahiye, transcendence kahiye, trance kahiye, consciousness kahiye, present moment kahiye, the being kahiye, the divine kahiye, all these words are one and the same thing, you say. And if you get to know in the university, if you get to know that the real cannot be threatened, the truth cannot be threatened, the beauty cannot be threatened, the transcendence cannot be threatened, you have already succeeded, you say. That is what. But as far as ether, earth, air, water, fire, mind, intelligence, and false ego, these are my 8 separated material energies. Beyond that, there is one more energy, that is superior energy, comprising of all the human beings, which are exploiting all the resources supplied by the material energies, you see. And that is, therefore, Lord Krishna says, convocation address to Arjuna. And Mark Twain also says there are 2 most important days in one's life. You see, one day that you are born. The other day, when you find out why. That the answer is also given, you see. I am here. Eckhart Tolle also says, you are the most important person over here to enable the divine purpose of the universe to unfold, you see. And what is the universe? It is erected, built on the existence of delight, you see, bliss. Every moment should be blissful, you see. Existence is nothing else but consciousness, nothing else but the present moment, the being, the divine, the transcendence. Name anything, you see, any word. That should not confuse me at all, you see. That is what the philosopher and the sages and the seers, and that is the need of the hour also, you see. I need a consciousness planet. एक ऐसा planet चाहिए जो full of consciousness हो. There are 7 trillion planets. Only 7 of them are known. And still we are groping as far as moon is concerned, you see. I was amazed, you see, once the 10,000 scientists with 50,000 crore rupees and 27-kilometer tunnel, and that too 300 feet below the earth, were searching for the God particle. A God particle, searching for the God particle. It is not surprising at all. Sat Chit Ananda. You are the truth, you are the bliss, and you are the compassion. You are that, you see. Everything is that. Well, the question arises, how to find the divine then? We are the divinities under many disguises, you see. मास्क आजकल लगाने का बड़ा मज़ा आता है. बच्चे जब रामलीला में तरह तरह का मास्क लगाते, जितना बड़ा मास्क लगाते उतना बड़ा मज़ा आता है. क्यों मज़ा आता है? कि उसको मालूम है मैं मास्क नहीं हूँ. Body, mind and intellect are the masks in fact, you see. And Sadhguru Jagi Vasudev says, you see, tiger mask, lion mask, monkey mask, donkey mask, man mask, woman mask. Divine only if you unmask. Well, that is the need of the hour, you see, as far as the university and universal man and the universe. These are interconnected, interwoven, interdependent, interrelated, just as zero, God, and infinity are interrelated, you see. I need a universal man, you see. If I want to have a glimpse of that consciousness, you see. Therefore, one should be free from caste, creed, color, cunningness, cleverness, conspiracies, and corruption, comparison, competition, and complaints, political clumsiness, strategies, and diplomacies, impotence, indolence, inertia, inactivity, and impurity. One must be free from all these things if one wants to have. We are all angels, you see, with one wing. We can fly as high as we like, provided we embrace each other. That is what Lord Krishna says. 2 couplets, 2 verses are there. Sarva bhoot hite rata, sarva bhoot hite rita, which Honorable Dean of the Dean of this Bimtech was reading the pledge to you, see. Sarva bhoot hite rata. Transcendental anxiety, it is said, you see. चल सी यत ब्रिजा, जैसे पुत्र बाजार में जाए और माँ को हर मोमेंट उसी का ध्यान में रहता है. आप यहाँ पर पढ़ रहे हैं, आपने विचार अवश्य किया होगा कि माँ 24 घंटा आपके बारे में विचार करती है. दैट इज कॉल्ड ट्रांसेंडेंटल एंजाइटी, से दैट इज द नीड ऑफ द सर्वभूत हिते रहता. इसलिए कितना भी पढ़ लें, टेक्नोलॉजी विल ब्रिंग ओनली, यू सी, डिग्रेडेशन, devastation, disorder, disharmony, distress, dilemmas, dehumanization, denaturalization. If it is not wedded to academic excellence, must be wedded to spiritual excellence. Material existence and spiritual existence will go together, you say. Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Matir Mam. Alone technology will not do. It will do Ukraine, it will do Doklam, it will do something like that. Isliye my Honorable Prime Minister speaks, you say, let us move into this world with a flower pot in our hands, emitting fragrance to the doves and the dragons, the devils also, believers and non-believers. Fragrance to everybody, you see. All the nations can live together while complementing to each other. Of course, preserving their own identities and the cultures. We don't mind that. हर एक का अपना जीवन लय संगीत गीत है, मीत है, मनप्रीत है. We have got nothing like उसके में हम, but my country believes that you are a soul in a body, with a body, and the other countries believe that they are a body with a soul. That is the problem. That is the real problem. Whatever the scientists have achieved and you are going to achieve, silence is the uncrowned governor of the universe, and to the universe surrenders to the stillness within and silence without, you say. This silence can capture the present moment. Words cannot capture, my friends. The silence can capture the present moment. Present moment awareness creates a gap in the flow of the mind and the past and future continuum. And this is the only gap. This is the only gap which has the infinite possibilities to create something new and innovative. और किसी से कुछ innovation नहीं हो सकता है. आइंस्टाइन से पूछें कैसे तुमको थ्योरी ऑफ रिलेटिविटी मालूम हो गया? मालूम नहीं, हो गया. कैसे हुआ कैसे नहीं मुझे नहीं मालूम. इसलिए अनहद नाद को सुनने का हम प्रयास करें. इस टेक्नोलॉजी से क्या मैं पशु पक्षी जो बोलते हैं समझ सकता हूँ? क्या पत्थर जो गीत गाते हैं उनको सुन सकता हूँ? क्या मैं बगैर बोले आपसे बातचीत कर सकता हूँ? लॉर्ड कृष्णा 64 कला संपूर्ण थे, 64 दिन. कैन माई एनी यूनिवर्सिटी इन द वर्ल्ड रादर इन इंडिया provide me all those things where I can claim that it is not India, it is Mother India, it is living goddess, you see. ऐसे ही भगनी निवेदिता आके इधर मार्गरेट नोबल भगनी निवेदिता आके बन गया क्या? ऐसे ही अल्फासा आके इधर श्री माँ बन गया क्या? ऐसे ही स्टालिन का बेटी स्वेतलाना आके गंगा के किनारे पर कुटिया में रहने लग गया क्या? I have a body from Paris, but I have a soul in India. That is what Shri Maan says, you see. So as far as the convocation is concerned, the rose of desire in you should become fire, and the fire in you becomes the rose named love. ये वासनाओं का जो पुष्प है, इसकी आग लग जाए इसकी, और आपके अंदर जो आग लगे वो मोहब्बत और इश्क बन जाए. Perhaps that was the pledge read out by the Dean of the Director. Nothing more to say. If you deem proper, write in your study rooms. अपने सुबह के सूरज उगाता हूं खुद, चिरागों के सहारे में कभी जीता नहीं. चिराग का कोई मकान नहीं होता, जिधर जाएगा रोशनी करेगा. धन्यवाद. जय हिंद. भारत माता की.
Thank you so much, sir, for your remarkable address, taking us through the spectrum of knowledge from Bhagavad Gita to the Vedas. There cannot be better advisors to the budding managers than your words of wisdom. May I now request the Director and Member Board of Governors, Bimtech, to announce the conclusion of Bimtech's annual convocation 2022 for the batch 2018-20.
I declare the convocation 2022 concluded for the batch 2018-20.
Thank you, sir. And now may I request Dr. Chaturvedi, Director, to please present a memento to our chief guest as a token of our respect and gratitude.
Tell something about it.
So this is a beautiful image of Lord Krishna which has come all the way from Mathura. And I think for a person who quotes from the scriptures, there couldn't be a befitting memento. Thank you, sir. And now may I request our protocol manager and expert photographer, Shri Joginder ji, to present to the chief guest his rare photograph taken by him during a recent convocation at the Birla Global University in Bhubaneswar. Sir, I hope you like this one also. Thank you very much, sir. May I now request all present to please rise and join in the rendering of our national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Please note that the academic procession will now be leaving the venue. All present are requested to keep standing till the procession leaves the venue. Thank you. You may please be seated. While I have a few important announcements to make about the venue of the distribution of diplomas. PGDM, you may please move to Seminar Hall, second floor for receiving your diplomas. PGDM, IBM, C7, first floor. PGDM, RM, C8, first floor. PGDM, IB, C6, first floor. Repeating the venue for your diplomas. PGDM Seminar Hall, second floor, PGDM IBM C7, PGDM RM C8, and PGDM IB C6. All of you are kindly invited to the convocation dinner from 7 p.m. onwards in the Bimtech Annapurna Mess Dining Hall. Thank you very much, and have a good evening and a good night. Thank you.